of today's webinar is all about fundraising, and the other membership and events webinar, and they're live on our YouTube channel now as well with the recordings. So for yourselves as Cycling Ireland clubs, you'd be aware of our three products from Eventmaster in terms of the membership side of things. We'd operate the membership platform for Cycling Ireland, as well as the ticketing for Cycling Ireland permanent events. And we also have an integrated fundraising tool that was launched in 2021. So the products they can work on their own, or they can work all together, which you'll be the most familiar with yourselves. So the two main areas we're going to focus on feel free to pop any kind of specific questions or cases in the Q&A or chat box we can go through. But for this, so as clubs, you have the option to onboard your club specifically. So if you want to do any kind of fundraisers to raise funds for the club, be it equipment or gear or anything like that, you can onboard the club as a benefactor and set up different fundraising campaigns and link your fundraising events to your kind of club benefactor page. So we'll go through that. And then as well, for those of you who partner with any charities on your events as well, we'll be going through this process and your different options here as well. There's been a large amount of fundraising on the platform since we've launched it, but for you guys as clubs, you can use it in two different ways. So we'll be going through both those options today. The main difference with our fundraising platform would be that the funds go directly to yourselves in real time. And you'll notice as well for clubs, if you're using the membership platform to collect your club fees, the money goes to you in real time. For your events, the money goes to you in real time. So for fundraising, it's the very same. So for any donations, they would go directly to you. And if you're partnering with any charities on your events, we can make it so that the funds go directly to the charity in real time as well. So you can have an instant impact. Another huge difference is that there's no fee to use the fundraising integration. This is completely free. And there's a load of support from us in terms of integrating this fundraising with your events and getting you set up as a benefactor as well. So yeah, no fee for the clubs to use it. If you're an organizer, no fee to add that on to your event and have all that custom integration. And as well, just like the membership and the ticketing for fundraising, you have access to real-time reporting as well for all the donations and fundraising activity. Feel free again to stop me as I'm going along with any questions or queries, but I'll just keep going ahead unless I see anything come in there. Perfect. So since we launched it, there's over 200 charities, probably nearly 300 now, since we started this back in 2021. There's a lot of larger charities, which you'll notice here, that are already onboarded. But again, there's already a load of more clubs using the platform, schools, and as well any kind of other kind of smaller non-profit community groups in your area that you'd like to partner with as well. They can be really easily onboarded to the platform too. Because there's been such a streamlined kind of process of the development of the fundraising, you'll notice as well one of the biggest events that we have on the platform would be the Dublin Marathon. So if you're familiar with any of the fundraising part of our offering here, you notice we launched our Give to You website, which is separate as well, but it'll pull in all the fundraising events. So if you are doing any fundraising integrated events, you'll notice that these will be listed on our campaign calendar here as well. So extra visibility for you. So yeah, a huge success with the fundraising, and again, a load of different events and charities that are using the platform and clubs as well. What it would look like. I'm sure if you've had any kind of fundraising on the platform before or registered for different events yourselves, you might have seen it, but just in case. So essentially, when a person comes on to take part in an event, they'll obviously go to the registration page, fill in their first name, last name, email, any other custom questions that are there from the organizer. but before the checkout, they're asked if they'd like to fundraise while taking part. So this would be, I think, the default on most Cycling Ireland campaigns is that all charities are available for selection. Um, so yeah, it just gives people the option. So essentially, people have to find a reason not to take part, and I think for the most part, even if it's people taking part in like a small local event, I think we've seen over the past few years, even those people have like the biggest impact and can raise thousands. So even if an event isn't specifically aligned with a particular charity, just giving the people the integrated option there can have a really big impact on the event. So yeah, basically once a person says yes or opts out and says no, they can pick their charity, check out, and they'll get a link then to their tickets, and they'll instantly get a link to their fundraising page as well. So this is totally customizable too. And again, they can keep it updated as they go along and take part in the event as well. For the organizer side of it here, so there's a few different options. The one we just would have seen there is the bottom one. So where there's the option is there to fundraise for all charities, and the participant can choose which one. Uh, you also have the option to say for clubs specifically, if you wanted to say onboard your own club, but you wanted to partner with a specific charity as well. Like we can do it so that the funds are split automatically between. I think the biggest example we have for this on the platform so far that I can think of would be the Dublin Pride Run. So it would split automatically between. Or for example, if you wanted to set up a standalone event, say just for your club in particular, or for example, you might want to do a specific campaign for another charity or a nonprofit group as well. So loads of different options there to suit the needs of a lot of organisers, and for yourselves as clubs if you're setting up your own fundraising events as well. The further customization you have on this is that the pages can automatically be created as people register. So this would be common in specific fundraising or events that are specifically aligned with fundraising or charity or club events. People can be asked during registration if they'd like to take part, which is what we saw earlier. So there's a yes, no option, and this can be defaulted to yes then as well. So people can turn it off there. It's just pre-ticked for them. A big case study for this in terms of fundraising for organisers is that it's a really big marketing tool is what we've seen. So essentially, as you would have seen there, as soon as people check out and bought their tickets, they're given a fundraising page. And they can literally start sharing that online straight away. So you'll notice you're going to have increased visibility of your event more so on social media. And again, we've seen massive success in people sharing their fundraising pages in WhatsApp groups. So just to show you, let's see if there's a fundraising page I have open here. Yeah, so on the fundraising pages as well. This is just a run example here, but you know the link, there's built-in registration links to your event as well. So if they click on the name of the event here, which is right up top, or go down to the bottom, there'll be a link to the registration page for that for your event. So it makes it a really streamlined process to get more people taking part in your event as well, just from people sharing their fundraising pages. You notice as well in cases like this, you can have people that can be making an absolutely massive impact for charities. And again, this can give you increased media coverage on your event as well. That would be more so organic than paid with the good news stories. We've noticed higher participation rates as well on fundraising events. We noticed that people will more than likely book together and take part together and get more people taking part with them. This would be across all events on the platform. Some organisers as well would opt to leave a custom question on the order form to ask people why they're taking part and if they can, contact them about their specific cause. So they would actually actively engage with people who are fundraising, and then again can link in with that on their own social media stories if you're doing any marketing campaigns for your event, and as well in local media outlets then also. If you're partnering with a specific charity, for example, if you wanted to do a fundraiser for your club and you're partnering with, say, the Irish Heart Foundation, with the money split between, you're going to benefit from the marketing resources from the Irish Heart Foundation. So if you're working with a charity, they're going to be sharing the page for you as well on their channels. They're going to have separate ambassadors, so again, even more reach then as well. And then as well, for all of those campaigns, there is a fundraiser leaderboard. So I'll just click in here. So on the leaderboard as well, you're going to have your fundraisers with the amount that they've raised. You can have an option of having teams there as well, and then you'll see the amount raised for each charity as well in your event. So you have a full breakdown there. And then you have a built-in fundraiser of the week feature as well. So again, if you're doing any marketing activities for your event, it's really great social content or content for your website as well to show how much your event is making a difference. Then as well, yeah, you have the full breakdown there. And if you have any sponsors for your event as well, this can be a fantastic tool for them because they can see the massive impact the event has had for charities and they're going to want their name associated with it. So it can be a really handy tool when you're going for sponsorship for the following year and so on. For the fundraising campaigns, if you onboard your club, you can create a fundraising campaign without a event attached to it. A big feature that we've actually added in the last year is a step challenge option. So, for example, if you or we can do this as distance as well. So if you wanted to do a cycle where people can log the amount of kilometers they've done or miles they've done throughout the campaign, this is a really great tool, which the Irish Heart Foundation are using at the moment as well. So again, this can be specifically just for your club, to fundraise for your club, or again, you might want to partner with a specific charity and split the money between. But this would be an example where there's fundraising without a specific event taking place as well. So people can do it as a team. There's individual fundraisers. On the team pages, this would list all the individual people taking part within that team. So again, a load of functionality there, and a really great one in terms of engaging, club members or partnering with a specific charity, to do something like this. Anything else so far? That's pretty much the event side of it. If you want to have integrated fundraising on your events, we actually do the work for you. So all you need to do is when you've applied for your permit, or if it's not a permitted, you just want to do a totally separate event, you just have to pop us an email to support@eventmaster.ie and we will do all the custom fundraising integration for you. So the next part I'll show you here is the onboarding process. So like I said, because you're a club, you can onboard as a benefactor. So just to show you, you'd come on to give2u.ie. I'll pop the link in here below as well. So you'd be a non-profit organization, and I'm just going to click on the onboard button. So when you click on get started, you'll be prompted to log in and create a login to the platform. And this is part of the benefactor setup form. So it's a very streamlined process. You're just going to need your club name, the organization type would be club, a contact name for the fundraising account with us. You can add in a description about the club. You can upload your logo. You can have a banner image, a custom color on it as well. You can link in your social media channels, and as well you can set the different milestones. So the milestones are we do built-in communication. So, for example, if somebody is fundraising for your club or like that as well for charities as well, um, they get automated emails to give them a bula bus once they've reached the milestones that you've set out here. Or as well, if they aren't an active fundraiser, then they're going to get prompted to, with the fundraising tips in terms of how they can get more donations to their page. Um, so this is what it looks like. So once you are logged in, I think I'm in our test one up here. Yeah, so this is our test account. So when you log in, this is what you'll be met with. If you've onboarded your club as a benefactor. This won't have a lot of data now, but essentially you're going to have the list of the campaigns that you're available for selection in. You'll have a list of your fundraisers, a full list of donor payments, access to all the reports for all the different donations, a built-in newsletter tool as well. You can update any of the settings on your account as well. And we have access to a full support section as well. So any kind of webinars or any new features, there's a full guide there on how to set them up. Or again, we can go through that with you separately as well. So for the benefactor page, you would, once you're onboarded, this is your benefactor page. Again, this is our test one, so wouldn't look as nice as the ones you'll be setting up. So you'd have your logo, the banner would be going in if you've added that in one there. And basically you're going to have a link all year round. So you're going to have a donate button. So if somebody clicks on that, they can donate directly to you. Again, there's a QR code available for this as well. So even if you're making any posters or things like that, people can donate directly. And you're going to have a start fundraising link as well. So again, if somebody wants to come on to your page and set up a fundraising page for you, all we need is their first name, last name, email. They can set their own target and customize their page with text and upload any kind of custom images then as well. So again, a really streamlined process, and then you have all those links ready to go. And then again, you have full access in terms of adding your club as a benefactor to the fundraising events on the platform. This is just an example here. So again, the QR codes I think a lot of people find useful in terms of getting the donations as well. So yeah, and just the payment system we use is Stripe. So that's how all the funds go to you in real time. So for any of you already using the membership platform or ticketing for your events, again, it's Stripe, so it all goes to you directly. And yeah, I think that brings us to the end of the presentation part. Again, if there's any questions or queries, something you're thinking of, feel free to reach out. We can do another demo. I'm going to have this recording available online tomorrow. So again, you can circulate it to any of your committee, and like that, feel free to send on any other questions as well in case you think of any others. I don't. Oh, does the fundraising pages offer at least all the functionality, say Just Giving, but with no cost? Yeah. Essentially, you'd have set up fundraising campaigns, set up fundraising events. Well, that would be different. I don't. Just Giving can't do the integrated fundraising on events. But yeah, there's no fee and full resources there in terms of donations and fundraising pages and there as well. I don't see any other questions in there. If you think of anything else, guys, feel free to reach out. And again, if you feel like there would be any other topics that would be useful for us to do webinars on the system, please reach out to us there as well. But yeah, I'll pop you all an email tomorrow with a link to the recording. And again, if you need anything at all, just let us know. Oh, could you give a brief summary of how ticketing works? We have a whole separate webinar on the ticketing, so if it's okay, I might pop that in the link as well, just because there is a lot that goes into it. I'll show you. We do have an organizer support hub here as well. So that would have all the ticketing resources in terms of getting started, setting up events, managing orders. So there's a whole wealth of organization. So I'll just pop that in the chat here, and again, I'll pop that recording in for specifically for the ticketing for a Cycling Ireland point of view. If it's a permanent event, again, it's a different process. So I might pop both recordings in there if that helps as well. Perfect. Again, thanks so much for joining, guys. I appreciate you spending time in your afternoon. And yeah, let me know if you need anything else. Thanks again.